Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Guile here, and welcome back to the Forged Alliance Forever promotional series. It's been a while since I've done it, so I know you guys will forgive me, but it is, after all, the entire purpose of this series. I'd like to start by sending out a message to my newest subscribers. Hello and welcome. Fantastic to have you on board, guys. And if you enjoy what you're looking at, guys, but you're not 100% sure what it is you are looking at, the game is Supreme Commander Forged Alliance, not, I repeat, not Supreme Commander 2. It's available on Steam for £10 or 15 US dollars, or whatever the equivalent is in your local currency, and all you need to do to come play with us here at FAF is, once you have that game installed, you download the Forged Alliance Forever multiplayer client. You can find a link to that in the description below this and each and every one of my videos. I should caveat by saying it doesn't matter if you have a retail copy or the Steam copy, the digital download edition. All that you need is that game installed, and FAF will do the rest. It's an incredibly clever piece of kit. And what will that allow you to do, I hear you say? Well, it'll allow you to come and chat with us or play with us with any of a number of 1,000 different players who are on at peak times concurrently. You can browse our replay vaults, our mob vaults, our map vaults, flame people on the forums, and the best part is it's all free of charge once you make that initial outlay for the game. It really is the best, most cost-effective way to have fun. I can guarantee it. A lot of people as well I've had saying they can't start off, they're newbies, they want to start off, but people aren't giving them a fair chance at getting into games. There is a reason for that, guys. People see newer players, they pop up, and they haven't got a lot of games. There's a fear factor there that there could potentially be smurfs, people from, obviously been playing the game for years. They've started up a new account. They've tricked the system, naughty fellows, and they're there to go a noob or an average Joe stomping. It doesn't happen a lot compared to other games, I can guarantee you, but it is a threat, as it is in any kind of gaming situation or scenario. The simple answer is, guys, if you want to get game time, people aren't giving you a fair chance because you haven't got enough games. Set up your own game. I know it can seem daunting, I know it can seem like you don't want to do that, but really, there are going to be lots of other people in the same boat. I guarantee it. They are not all pros. I can speak with experience. There are a lot of terrible FAF players out there who will want to game with you, just given the chance. So you set up a game, have a little bit of experiment. Don't worry if you're not familiar with the game lobby interface. It's all, you just basically click default options, choose a map, and go, and put something in a title like 0 to 500 or something. You're bound to get newbies of similar stature come along, and honestly, guys, it's 100% worth it. I cannot recommend it enough. Come join us. Join the dark side of, well, it's not dark really, it's actually quite beautiful. But anyway, come see what it's all about. Can't say fairer of that. Anyway, on to today's game. It's enough with the waffle. It's going to be ladder action pro level this afternoon. Still on the lookout for that ever important Joes and or Settons. But for today, it's ladder action, and that action is taking place on Badlands. I'm ready. You guys are ready, and the players are sure as hell ready. So let's go on over to the game zone and see how these guys are going to get on. Chain, ka-ching, there we go. And it's a ladder match, so of course we have to have a look at our players' openings, because you guys are thieves and you like to steal everybody else's ideas that they've spent a long time crafting and researching. I don't blame, I don't judge. It's a fair cop, and it's the way to do it. So up here at the top, in the blue corner, we've got Morax. He's going Cyber and bless him, opening first land. And his opponent down here in the red corner, it is TZ, also going Cyber in first land. So it's a Cyber and mirror matchup, which of course means I shall be exfoliating with acid later on. I need to get some new lines there. But this is unusual. Okay, so we've got a pretty much standard opening here. We've got first land, second air there for TZ. PGen's going down around what will be mostly the air factory there. Morax throwing down, so he goes 1 mass, 2 mass, and then throws down a PGen around the first mass extractor, and then he's going to build, I guess, the other 2, and then he's going to come back and build the other 3 PGens. People say, well, what are you doing that? You're meant to build storage around that. Well, that's going to help him upgrade that mass extractor to T2, so I'm presuming he's going to do that one before any of the others. But we'll keep an eye on the openings to see who's more efficient as time moves forward. And you can see, the more astute of you can see that the Supreme scoreboard is back. I want to caveat, guys, I don't want to say, that this is back full time yet. I don't know. This is an experiment. We are bringing it back certainly for a ladder match today. Whether or not we bring it back for team games depends. The whole reason I stopped using it in the first place was because of the lag issue. Hazard, the creator of this wonderful piece of kit, has been in touch saying he thinks that he's fixed it or certainly improved it. We shall see. Jury's out on that. I haven't tested it. But certainly for ladder matches, I think it's okay. And look at it. It's just, I missed it so much. It's awesome. We've got mass income there. We've got mass reclaim. We can separate it off. TZ has already picked up 20 mass on the reclaim. Good job, sir. Mass total there, which is also represented over here, so we don't really need to click that. But then we can also look at total mass in units killed. Haven't been any shots fired yet, so that's not surprising. Units lost, so on and so forth. And then we've got more specific unit counters here for different numbers, power over there. It's just generally a very cool piece of kit. And extra information down here as well. Victory conditions, assassination. It's a ranked game. It's all very exciting. Anyway, back to what's actually happening on the field. So first engineers come out over here. They throw down that first hydro, and then we've got an air factory going next to that. Slightly different setup over here. Early hydros are flanked by mass ground spam production for TZ. Power generally on Badlands is going to be a bit of a problem. Why? Because you have access to so much mass, so you've really got to get out there and utilize these hydros in the early stage. You've got to really look after your power balance, your eco balance, because you don't want to be power stalling yourself if you can avoid it. Sometimes on some maps, though, it is unavoidable. 10 points if you can tell me who said that. Morax out on the western edge of his side of the territory, getting those land factories in play and a couple more mass extractors as well. And TZ also moving out west as well. Where's he going? Well, it looks like he's heading straight up here. Interesting. So TZ moving off his line here. Could get a little bit of frontage going on that western approach. Badlands, and of course, generally characteristic or characterized by combat in the 3 different channels over here. Scout plane shot down for Morax, and that bomber's not going to last much longer either. Nothing over there for it to kill. Good defensive work from TZ. 145 mass down for Morax. Not crucial at the early stages. So yeah, anyway, as we were saying, these 3 channels where the combat generally takes place, and essentially you've got 2 different starting locations on different sides, so it's perfectly reasonable to assume that you're going to get ACUs lodged in different areas. But TZ says no, I am moving up to match Morax, and we can engage on the ground with our spam in the other channels. Attempted a run by here, trying to sneak a Mantis into the back of the map, pick off some engineers for Morax, but that's been spotted. 2v1 should go TZ's way, no problems there. Another attempt at a run by over in the east. Will TZ pick that up? Well, not with the mole that was there, but the scout plane was certainly enough that was hovering over that area. The mole isn't going to make it back to tell any stories of the front line, but well, actually, the first exchanges hasn't gone too well for Morax's, for TZ's Mantis, sorry, but he has got reinforcements coming in anyway. So the engineer is going to be, I don't know, actually, he might possibly come across that. Oh, manages to plug the leak right before it reaches the power socket and electrocutes the dog. Another little run by down the center, so Morax trying to sneak tiny groups of units into sensitive areas before the unit builds up. Unit count builds up, and TZ makes that impossible. Oh, missed opportunity there. Parked up in the middle. And of course, just give TZ time to lock onto it. Nice exchange in the middle, though, for Morax. Significant advantage, numerically speaking, there. Means he can brush aside that small contingent of Mantis in the middle. Belonging to TZ. Could be about to lose a mass extractor here. Yes, indeed. Down it goes. TZ repositions his comm, but has allowed a few units to sneak through, and a few more coming to join it down the center as well. Taking a quick look at who's doing better in eco. We've got 10k total there for TZ versus 8.5 for Morax. A lot of that, I think, will be reclaim. There's about a 200 reclaim difference as it happens, mainly based on what's happening here. 61 versus 39, actually, in generated eco. So TZ with the better opening, and Morax isn't power locked either. In fact, Morax is doing better on power than TZ is. That central column of units fades backwards just as Morax pulls those out. He brings in another group of units over in the east. Down goes that last Mantis belonging to TZ, and that Mex in the middle will fall as well. Now 57 to 49. Still though, 3-odd K, 3K advantage for TZ in total mass accumulated over the game. Is TZ about to lose this forward land factory though? That would be a bit of a coup for Morax. I think Morax lacks the firepower to complete the task there. Could have done with just a Medusa or two. That early distance build we saw up the edge of the cliff for Morax is giving him a head start on that western plateau. Over in the east, a little bit further behind, is TZ, doing it with an engineer, of course, instead of the commander, and significantly later on in the game as well. Seems to be a lot more basic aggression. Let's do a quick Mantis head count, and of course I select the Medusas. There we go. So we've got 66 on the field there for Morax with 11 Medusas. TZ, by contrast, is 54, and I'm not seeing any Medusa production yet, so a definite advantage on early ground spam. And TZ also falling behind in eco, though he's power locked time being, so that's not representative of what he could be pumping out at full capacity. But he has to address this imbalance of ground power. Morax well forward now with his commander. TZ starting an upgrade on his comm, that T2 upgrade on the way. Will he be forced to cancel if this push continues? I think he should have enough units in the area to hold the position, although Morax is looking very aggressive now with his commander. And indeed, he has to cancel it. He was about 30% done, there or thereabouts. All of that now wasted. Nice work from Morax, keeping TZ on the back foot. Don't forget, he's giving up about 100 ladder ranking points here to TZ. Certainly playing like his equal. And look at this, now threatening the main base potentially as well. All of these mass points are ripe for the plucking if you can get some engineers over there. This is a major cross-channel breach for TZ now. He's got Blue Mantis just about everywhere. He's starting that upgrade once again. In a safer position now. No danger of that being cancelled, I wouldn't suggest. Finally, the tide has been pushed back. TZ plugging the leak just. planned wall sections over here. They're not going to complete as the engineer dies out. Morax dispatching one lone Mantis to get that job done on a suicide mission. This is good, solid work from Morax. TZ completes T2 just as Morax starts it. Still a lot of mass to be scooped up over here. Plenty to be grabbed over here as well. The reclaim side of things. Morax way behind TZ in reclaim. 2.7 to 5.5. And that's why, despite the income discrepancy in favor of Morax, which is now 83 to 71, TZ still 2k ahead in total mass grabbed over this one. Let's have a look at mass of units killed. Well, nearly 2k in favor of Morax there. Such a wonderful piece of kit this really is. And now it's TZ's turn for a counter push going straight up the middle. That is a pretty dense ball of Mantis it's going up against, though. Wisely discerns there's not really much to be gained by pushing that avenue of attack, so he drops back. That's a pretty nifty firing position. Seemingly unable to get the angle to fire back was TZ. So instead, he's going to roll back out right, pick off that forward mechs belonging to Morax. And there's the completion of T2 on Morax's commander, bringing the hit points back up to UEF commander level of Uberness. Best place to park your Mantis in range of a T1 PD. Firing accuracy of the Medusas coming into play once again, causing problems. Finally, that's dispatched. Let's go a quick Mantis head count once again. 204 Mantis on the field now for TZ. Got quite a few Medusas kicking around as well now. 26 there compared to Morax's 150. So major role reversals here, and 24 Medusas there for Morax. Grading stealth, huh? Protecting his commander over on that western approach. Has a Cerberus turret up already and is now, by the looks of things, queuing up a whole lot more static defenses. Looks to lock down this canyon from attack so he can funnel all the rest of his units in the opposite direction. 97 now to 84. 12k in reclaim though. TZ offsetting his eco very nicely indeed. Taking advantage of all of the T1 spam that was thrown at him down here. That reclaim ending up in nice territory for him to grab. We've got a TAC missile launcher online, and that's going after presumably mechs up here. The mechs are joining these two land factories. No, flies straight overhead and hits the T2 one behind it. Better target selection. Didn't even see the T2 mechs there. Say Morax needs to be a little careful about his position with that TAC missile launcher there. Another TAC missile launcher. TZ could go for the snipe. However, of course, we are looking at a commander with stealth on board, and not makes any difference. There's virtually no intel in this portion of the map for TZ anyway. Third Cerberus turret going up. Burstmaster online. Nasty little fire base materializing there in the western approach. Minutes gone, and apart from that initial push by Morax, neither player really looking too much like they're on the back foot. Mass Control K of redundant factories at the back of Morax's base there, who is now at T3 and is pumping out loyalists. So we had similar tech for TZ. Yes, we are also producing loyalists. Both these guys seemingly matching each other step for step. Morax with a very bad engage up against that mountainside, coming in almost single file against a line of troops out in front. Skyhook in the center, no doubt airdropping troops in, and a nice attempt at a T2 mass snipe by some jesters here belonging to TZ. Unsuccessful. Too many interceptors in the area. That mass extractor will survive with about 100 hit points left. Ludicrous Bernie Sanders stomping around in the background there. More redundant factories being control K'd. And queuing up T3 power generators as we move into the later stages of this one. 18 minutes gone. That is now a nasty looking fire base going up at the front line for Morax as he plans shield generators. Still only one attack missile launcher and only one kill on board as well. There's 4 missiles loaded. Are now zappers defending sensitive structures over there. See what the range is like. Well, all of the nice juicy stuff up here is in range, but TMD make life difficult trying to sneak through the gap. Speaking of making life difficult, push from TZ, Loyalists, Mantis, and T1 bombers. A lovely little bombing run, just carving up that group of T1s. Not going to get a second pass as they're quickly mopped up by interceptors stationed in the area. All probing assaults meant to keep each other busy rather than inflict any major damage. Vipers being stacked up on the plateau over there. Trying to think, I probably would reach fringe structures down here if you parked them on the tip. Now let's do a loyalist count, see where we're at, who's out producing who. 13 loyalists for Morax and 14 for TZ. It's literally neck and neck on that side of things. Large wave of scout planes over the middle. Morax anxious to see what he's walking into. Starting T3 upgrade on his commander now that he's got some shield coverage. Couldn't be standing closer to the edge of the shield without being outside it. Still hasn't got any zappers there. A couple more attack missile batteries and TZ could end it right there. Another group of jesters piling up at the edge of the map. That T2 Mex has repped back up. We're pretty even now, though, on eco. 108 to 109, just slightly favoring Morax. And the totals have normalized over the course of the games. 95k a piece. Morax, of course, having lost, or sorry, not lost, killed significantly more units, considering he's been behind on total mass. All adds up as you would expect it to. And now we're starting to see bricks materialize on the battlefield. Nothing you can do against firepower of that magnitude. Hopelessly outmatched band of T1 backs up for TZ, who's going to need to reinforce with something slightly more up to date. Bernie Sanders now looking like they're showing their age as well. Well and truly in the late game. That ion reactor still yet to complete, though. There's only one engineer assigned to it, one T3. Are we producing loyalists still, or are we moving on to bricks? Well, TZ working on bricks now as well. Very much reactionary. Large air engagement kicking off over here as TZ once again tries to nail that T2 mass extractor. T1 bombers coming in as well. He's desperate for the kill, and he didn't need them. All those bombs will go to waste. Jester's just about got the job done. Can they pick off a second one? Needs to send those bombers in. He'll need the help there, I'm sure. Yes, he will. But the interceptors for Morax hold the field, and they will then turn their attention to the gunships and the bombers. Still 4 bombers left as they head west. Now goes another T1 Mex. Can they scoop up another kill over here? Morax's fighters not pursuing for some reason. 121 mass apiece on generated eco now. Bricks mauled by loyalists and Mantis and the Juicers. Not looking as obsolete as we last saw. TZ could do with readjusting his formation here as Morax comes around the corner with a wave of Medusa light artillery. T1 bombers battling the ground group over in the east. T3 finally completes for Morax's comm over here. For more T1 P-gens. And he's going for an artillery build. So Gunther's on the way with their ridiculous name. It's like they ran out of ideas when they came to the static artillery Cybran emplacements. We could have just called them Dave or Stephen, Bernard, Terrence. The list goes on. Slightly misplaced the P-gens as well. Oh, he's been in a hurry. Not getting the full adjacency bonus there. Oh, that's offending my OCD quite drastically. Pressure coming forward from TZ. Is that because he saw the Gunther shells and says, nah, 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 we don't want that, thank you. the emplacements, and with Morax's comm, I don't think you've got enough firepower to dislodge him, I'm afraid to say. And we have an experimental under construction over here for TZ. Could threaten to blow the game wide open. Is that the first experimental that's been started? It could well be. Could herald in a new age for TZ, who it's been pretty neck and neck, it has to be said, but has definitely been, territorially speaking, on the back foot for the last 20 minutes or so. Ever since he was ousted with his comm over in the west, that central section has more or less been under Morax's control, and that forward position for TZ now set to be abandoned. TZ's fallen back with his commander down here. Attack missile being launched before the launcher dies, going after the shield gens, and now Morax has started a Monkey Lord. Down goes that shield gen, and down goes the second one as well. No zappers in the area. Slight error potentially from Morax. Down goes the T2P gen. Collateral damage, taking a bunch of Mantis with it. Morax battling to get some defenses up in front of it, but Gunther's took care of the launcher, so that's the end of that threat. And that will be the end of that entire position. TZ with no way to hit back against that. That Monkey Lord up to around 10k on its HP. This one going a little slower, started earlier of course, up to about 15. Large waves of scout planes from TZ, getting a read on what's going on in Morax's base. TZ on 155 now versus 127. Doing more with less. Just shows you really don't need the central section. Most of these aren't anywhere near T3. In fact, a lot of them are still at T1, these extractors, so a lot of potential growth in generated income for both of these players. Probing attack in the east from Morax. Lots of bricks down here, though. Surely that's going to stall. We've only got one brick. The rest loyalists and assorted T1. But now we've got a bit more of a serious push coming in from TZ, trying to dislodge this nuisance of a base that's sprung up in the last 10 minutes or so. They breached the first couple of shields. Morax is nearby. He's going to need to be careful. There's quite a few loyalists in this bunch. He's only got 13,500 at full health. He drops back behind the shield gen a little bit further, but these are pretty much almost unupgraded, so not affording much protection. That drops down quickly. Morax into the yellow, absorbing Medusa shells as well, temporarily getting paralyzed. This could be it for Morax right here at his forward base. He was looking so very comfortable indeed. Down into the red, 1,800 hit points and falling 1,200. But TZ's running out of units. He's brought in a brick behind, but Morax surely going to escape. He's brought in extra reinforcements through the center, and that's the end of that attack. But that was close, man. Morax needs to be more careful. 1,500 hit points and climbing as he slowly regens health. Drops back and throws up a twilight so he can see those threats coming and prevent any unwanted engagements from TC from grabbing any traction. Massive interceptor fracas over the top of Morax's comm. TZ driving those units away. Not a lot of ground to air capabilities. We've got this one burst master, that's it. Still, that's going to be a good engage if he can hold that over the top of that flat cannon, but the Monkey Lord we saw under construction for TZ is now complete. That looks like it's heading directly north up the eastern approach. How long before Morax's is done? Well, he's over 75% done now. 37,000 hit points and climbing. TZ's comm way back here. This is going to be interesting, actually. There's a nasty group of bricks in the area as well, so a lot of punching power from Morax and not a lot, I don't think, for TZ to stop that impending assault. But there's not a lot up here as well. I mean, we do have the odd brick. We've got some loyalists. But I'm not sure there's enough there to stop this Monkey Lord either. We could be looking at a very, very late game base trade situation. Not something you see that often. TZ engages the first group of units. We're going to have to go to dual box here to keep an eye on these two theaters. Those bricks now found a band of loyalists down here. TZ doing what he can to knock as many hit points off them as quick as possible. There are more bricks coming in from the northeast as well, but they're going to bump into that Monkey Lord as that completes and head south. TZ under pressure here. That's a good engage from Morax. He's going to have to make it pay over here in the east. He's also been pushing north, trying to find a gap, as a lot of the reinforcements from Morax have scooted further east to try and contain this Monkey Lord. But a quick adjustment by Morax has plugged that hole as well. And now it looks like Morax has pretty much free reign to engage from the west in towards TZ's main base. TZ already on the run with his commander. They are nearly ready on a second Monkey Lord, though, in the red Cybran base. And that will help him defend. That should be enough to defend. If there's any base left, though, by the time that completes, that's the question. Meanwhile, back up to Morax's base. The Monkey Lord for TZ, picking off the bricks and the loyalists first. He's just waiting to be able to engage that ion reactor. The collateral damage will kill a lot of those units. There they go, back down to TZ's base. That Monkey Lord burning up structures as soon as they come into range. Another Monkey Lord is about to go online for TZ in that base any second. 45,000 hit points complete. They'll now be able to defend. However, there's a slight advantage there for Morax with these bricks in the area as well. What's he focus on first? He's going after the lead brick and then switches up onto the Monkey Lord. That Monkey Lord for Morax down to around 50% of its health already. This is going to be very close. Meanwhile, back up at Morax's base, the Monkey Lord for TZ just tearing through one structure after another. Down goes Morax's Monkey Lord in the main base, but TZ's is going to follow shortly after, and that will need a brick or two still alive in the main base for TZ. It's all off. TZ surely could drop back and help defend his base against a couple of bricks now as he's got access to overcharge. I'm assuming he does at this late stage. No, he doesn't. He's lost his power storage. He's bottlenecked on power. Things going from bad to worse there for our red Cybran player. But one saving grace is he's got this Monkey Lord with 22,000 hit points still on the clock, tearing through Morax's base up at the back now. He's coming down towards the air factories. They're going to be the next to get hit. And there's not a lot that can stop it. He is trying to amass Morax, a group of loyalists back here, but really he needs some brick firepower or another Monkey Lord to contend with TZ. It really is a kind of base trade scenario. TZ does have some catching up to do. But goodness me, what a passage of play. Two Monkey Lords down in the base for TZ. If he can re-establish control of this area, there's a lot of mass to be reclaimed. But he doesn't seem interested. Instead, it's like he wants to push north and try and catch up with his experimental up here. That's just lasering everything of importance to Morax within sight. It's now fully 5-starred at 271 kills and climbing. But can it survive and continue the conquest? More bricks entering from the south as it drops into the red. 13,000 hit points left. Gonna turn off mini-map to give full exposure to that left window. It's not looking quite right, the windows we've selected. That's a more comfortable image right there. 7,000 hit points left on that Monkey Lord. Another brick needs to get lasered, needs to get targeted. There it goes. 5,500. What a run that this Monkey Lord has had. 337 kills and climbing. Yet more Mantis being brought in. He's not worried about giving any more veterancy now. It's at full veterancy capacity. I think TZ's missing a trick here. He needs to get some power back online. Well, he just can't. He's so far behind. Can't get the power together. Can't risk going up close and personal with these bricks without overcharge. And so can't re-establish control of his base down here. And while all of this is very nice, you look at the spread Morax still has on the field. Go back to full screen now. Keep an eye from here. These mass extractors surely doomed. It's like the world's most fruitless battle. Actually, the T1 PD is just finding an avenue of attack there through the edge of the cliff face or just alongside it. That firebase, will it take down the Monkey Lord? It's been the bane of TZ's existence for a lot of this. No, it won't. That Monkey Lord's still alive, up to 434 kills now. Oh my goodness, but it's right by Morax's comm. Does Morax have overcharge? No, he doesn't. Keep going. Keep moving. He's right there, but TZ probably doesn't know. He's got no intel on the area at all. Morax running for his life, praying that Monkey Lord doesn't hang a right. Hang a right, TZ. Hang a right. That's so frustrating. We have one or two aircraft on the field, but not enough to scope and scout effectively. Morax doing his best Zoidberg impression. Whoop, 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 whoop. Has personal stealth, admittedly. But that was very close indeed. One little bit of visual recognition, and that would be game for TZ. He would have nabbed the victory. But as it stands, it's now a merry band of T1 with one bit of flak. A Monkey Lord that's badly damaged, albeit regenning very quickly indeed, thanks to its 5 stars. And a commander. One land factory online on the plateau. But TZ just completely power locked and seemingly unable to do much about it. He can't really get re-established up here. Best bet, this is what he's doing right now, is he must just be ambling along with this experimental, hoping to bump into Morax's commander. Now TZ under air pressure. A couple of gunships have locked onto him, and this is a problem. TC has, or had, that one banger. That's been killed off by this group of ground spam, and he's got no air factory. He cannot hit back at anything in the skies, with the exception of the AA cannons on the Monkey Lord, which admittedly are pretty effective, but that's not going to last forever. That's now the perfect avenue of attack for Morax. Has he got any air factories left? He does, and he's got the T2 one over there, so they were newly constructed gunships. They weren't left over from the Big Bang, like Cosmic Microwave background or anything like that. They literally tailor-made. Interestingly, producing a transport there, no doubt for emergencies. Probably wants to pick his commander up and put it somewhere safe, like up here on the plateau. But that surely has to be the route now. Mass produce air units and go after TZ's commander. TZ needs to move this Monkey Lord up and kill off this air factory. He is moving in the right direction. Is he aware of it? Well, he is aware of the structures. Oh, it's awful. You're losing your resourcing options and you've just got no way to hit back at them. One land factory down at the bottom, one up here. No power whatsoever. Lots of engineers rolling forward. So this is the right move from TZ. There goes the T2 air headquarters. He did manage to get a transport away though, so the commander airlifted to safety. No way for the time being for TZ to hit back at his commander now. And he's got one air factory up here as well, and he's producing jesters. Slowly losing bits of his eco as well, but he has got lots and lots of engineers dotted about, and if you can see, he's slowly expanding into TZ's old territory as well. What a ridiculous game this one is. Morax into the 40s now on generated eco, 45-2. And all in all, has raked in over the course of this game an extra 27 odd K. Pretty significant, and that total no doubt climbing all the time now. TZ just physically unable to spend the mass he's got. Nothing to spend it on. Now stuck to that Monkey Lord with his comm like glue. Now, how are we doing on aircraft production? Still working on jesters. 5 of them ready. That transport scooping up engineers now and transplanting them no doubt across the map. And Morax needs to start working on some power as well. He's grabbed a few of these hydros down here. In fact, he's grabbed all of the hydros, but still right on the breadline there in terms of power issues, and TZ just stomping around the map now. 52,000 hit points on that Monkey Lord, looking very, very much healthier than it did a while ago when you consider how beat up it was. Had about 4 to 5% of its health left. 42 minutes gone. Now the last structures at the back of TZ's old territory getting picked off by small groups of Mantis. Really, what do you do in this position if you're TZ? I think you would at least surely try to get set up somewhere, try to get some power online, use your Monkey Lord defensively. You suspect it's a losing battle though, has just been hoping to bump into Morax's commander. Must have recognized by now that he's nowhere to be found and is safely away. That T2P Gen will rectify any power issues that Morax has been having. You literally could, of course, worried about the plateaus. You could dump your commander up on the edge up here. Nothing you'd be able to do about it. How many kills are we up to now? 582 kills on that Monkey Lord, and climbing all the time. Can swat a few structures from here as well. We're now up to T2 for Morax, and he's producing Corsairs, and that will be a good first strike weapon. Alpha strike in, Jesters in as well. And what, if anything, will TZ be able to do about it? Well, I humbly suggest very little indeed. Last land factory dying out at the bottom there. Very comfortable position for Morax to be in at this point. Well aware of the situation. He's been scouting regularly. Look at the coverage he's got. He knows that this is the only pocket that TZ has got. He knows where the commander is. It's tied to the Monkey Lord. Just take his time. Produce a comfortable quantity of air power for hurling it at TZ's commander. And here we go. Corsairs inbound. Jesters inbound. TZ hanging by the... not even clinging to the Monkey Lord now. So what anti-air he's got is not near his commander. In come the Jesters over the cliff. They lock on to TZ's comm. Corsairs miss with everything as they hit the cliff on the way in, but a control K goes out from TZ. He knows he's beaten, and I'm pretty sure the detonation was still actually a kill there from Morax, who well deserved it, but a very interesting ending to a very cagey, sketchy game. But certainly hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. As always, more to come from me in the future, guys. But don't forget, if you feel so inclined, you can support me on Patreon. Every donation helps me and the channel, and of course, by extension, the community as well. Keep the replays coming in, guys. As I said, still on the lookout for some Average Joe's matches and some settings. Are people still playing settings? As somebody actually mentioned in the comments the other day, in response to it, when I asked this question, people just said, yeah, no one's playing it anymore. It's like, that's not true. Settings is settings. People will always play settings. But anyway, send me in a good one of those, and I will consider it, as I will consider all replay submissions that are sent my way. But until next time, guys, stay well and stay safe. This is Guile, signing out.